begin for the first bed blast.
You got blast protection armor?
No, I was supposed to make that, but I kind of gave up in my video, you know.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay,
Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. Did you bring any torches?
I have 13.
I have 4. We're so good at this.
There's going to be so much fire from the beds exploding that I don't think we need to worry about it.
Yeah, but just like right here. Okay. Do you want to do the honors or should I?
Yeah, you can do the honors. I've done plenty of this already.
Ow.
Any luck?
There's a lot of fire.
Yeah, you gotta kind of put out all the fires so then you can see if there's any.
Nothing here.
Yeah, no
Besides
luck. No luck yet. Okay,
11,
let me...
12, 13. What is this? This is a block?
Yeah, there's nether gold ore. If you silk touch it, you get the ingot. If you break it with a fortune pick, you get whatchamacallit? You get the nuggets.
Interesting. Okay, well, your turn. Grab a bed. And also, I'm gonna take off my Elijah for this, cause... Nathan?
Nope. It sucks to say this, but netherite is more common on Bedrock Edition compared to Java, at least from what I've heard. So this is going to take a long time.
Look, my goal is to just get 1.
Well, you need 4 to make an ingot.
I know. 1 piece of 18 debris, and I can call it a day.
That's all the success you need.
Yeah, dude. Okay, stand back.
Oh,
God,
yep, there's some
is
lava
crazy.
this time. Hey, we got 2!
No way! Hey, 1 for each of us. Alright. Thank you guys for watching Faces Vids. I hope you had a great time.
Yep, game over. We're done. We don't need to worry about it anymore. This is the only netherite we're ever going to find on the server.
That's it. Minecraft playthrough over. It's been a ride.
Yep. Game over. I'll mine it up in a second. Let me just get it set up.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to get rid of all this fire.
It's 2 pieces, though. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Nether say die.
Alright, here you go. Pick it up.
Thank you.
Boom. Alright. We beat the game.
Bada boom.
And you know what? She's never been on the channel. I could tell this story. I could just leave her name out.
A couple days later, she's gonna message you and go, "Hey man."
No, I don't think she
I thought
watches.
I told you to keep that private.
No. Honestly, I kind of don't care because she torments her brother. Seriously, when we were starting a UHC, we literally heard them screaming in the background, arguing at each other.
Oh my god. That's always awkward. Watch me speed bridge. Ready? Boom.
You're too MLG.
Yeah, dude.
Oop, shit.
I got it.
You know, yeah, I'll tell this story. So, I've basically known. Ooh, we got more. I've known her.
you lucky bastard.
See,
if you had blown it first, I would have been finding all of this. I'm not mad though.
Hey, we're finding some. I think we almost have enough for 2 ingots between us. So
we're finding a lot more than I anticipated we would. To be honest with you.
So, she's lived across the street from me for as long as I could remember. I remember snow, being out in the snow with her and my dickhead of a neighbor, and for a little while, they moved away, and I didn't know them for maybe a good 7 years. Then, okay, well, I'm not live streaming The Last of Us tomorrow. It's your turn, by the way.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. So, basically, they moved back.
Uh-huh.
And then I hear that she's finally transferring to public school. For a while, they went to, like, both her and her brother went to a, like, religious school type thing.
Uh-huh.
And, of course, who is the first person they ask for help because it's my sophomore year? Me, because I know
You?
the school. Yep, I'm the first person that they ask to be like, hey, can you help me? Can you, like, give me a map of the school?
Oh
Give
my
me a
god!
tour? Another piece?
It's always you!
But,
I'm just mad that, like, it never happens when I got the first 2 pieces, and after that, it's just been you. You've been carrying them.
just lucky, man.
Yeah,
But watch, I'm going to be the one to
whatever.
die.
You're gonna fall into lava with all our ancient debris.
So, the school year's going along and everything's going good. She's making good friends with Joseph and everybody. We've played Minecraft together. We actually played through The Last of Us with her.
Really?
Yep. She was one of the
That's
people
cute.
who brought me and Joseph together, surprisingly.
What a
Me and
weird
Joseph
coincidence.
knew of each other, but I don't think me and Joseph would be as good of friends if it wasn't for, how me and him knew each other.
Hmm.
But, so, it was about, like, Christmas time, and we're on the bus ride home, and she asked me, and I knew that her family does this. They don't do it anymore. I think she's had her fill on going to Virginia.
Right.
Part of that's probably my fault, but we'll get there.
Take me
So
home,
they go, ironically, West Virginia.
to the place.
I was screaming, "Take
Wait,
me
hold
home!"
on,
the whole 4 days we were there.
I can hit that note. To the place I belong, West Virginia. Mountain Mama, take me home, country road.
You need to do a John Denver cover album.
You said you play drums, didn't you?
West Virginia doesn't really have drums though.
Well, we'll do a drum cover. I play guitar. I actually learned it on guitar.
It's an instrument I'm never gonna learn.
It's not that hard.
But continuing on my story. So it was about December, and she asked me, she's like, "Hey, you want to come camping with us this summer?" And I'm like,
Is this a camping neighbor story?
"Yes."
Oh my god.
It doesn't end good.
I'm not
it's
expecting it to.
it just goes to show how shitty how shitty my luck is with girls, at least too. But
You poor thing.
so, and I'm like, you know what, fuck it. I told her, and I was like, you know what, sure. If your parents are willing to have me, great. I'll go with you. I'm gonna go grab more beds.
I already got some.
Oh well, I need more. I'm almost out.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, fuck it. So like the whole school year goes by, and it went by well. Nothing really awkward happened, at least between me and her. Her and Joseph had a lot of stuff happen.
Oh!
You found some?
I hit the mother load, dude.
How many?
5.
No way! That's rare as
Come
shit,
here.
actually.
Come here.
Oh, let me grab the beds, then I'll come back.
Okay.
Screenshot that shit. Post it on the Discord. So to
How do you
continue.
hide your F1, right? Yeah.
So to continue on. The whole school year went by great. Her and Joseph had some awkward shit going on. And I didn't really know about it. They kind of kept me out of it. I didn't know about it until we went camping. But well, this is going to prove to you how much of a fucking piece of shit city person I am. Like before this whole camping trip, I've only been camping once.
I've been camping a couple times. It's a very.
I wouldn't even call this a camping trip because it was at like a park where there's like a water park and everything. So I wouldn't really call this like a real camping trip, by the way.
Well, like, see, by that logic, I haven't real camping.
But you know, some awkward shit was going on between them. The summer went by, and then my birthday came along. And usually for my birthdays, for the past few years now, we've done a whole get-together with, like, my family and then my friends. I invite them over as well. Of course, her and her brother were two of the people that I invited over. Her father came over at one point, and he's like, so you want to go camping with us? I'm like, okay. I'll go with you guys. Holy shit, yeah, that is a lot of netherite.
Dude.
Wow.
5 in 1 go.
That's great. See?
Pick it up, boy.
Look at all this luck you're having. I think you picked one of them up. Give me yours. Let me smoke this and see. Yeah, give me your ancient debris.
Oh yeah. Oh god.
They don't burn.
It doesn't burn. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we almost have 2 ingots between us.
Wait, isn't it?
Yeah, 4 pieces of netherite scrap with 4 pieces of gold makes 1 ingot.
Right. So how many do we have altogether?
I have 7. I gave you 8.
Okay.
So
crap,
that's
we
2
almost have
ingots.
2 ingots together.
Yeah, that's
Dang.
almost 2 ingots between us.
I think I'm gonna use that on my sword and my chest.
Oh, no more. So I decided to go camping with them. Oh, you know what? I think this is a crucial part of the story. Because me and Joseph were miserable after this. I got sucked into this and I hated it. So
why?
she, like, her family's like really religious. And there was a lock-in at the church nearby.
A lock-in?
And she decided to invite, like a lock-in where, like, you know, you sleep, like we slept in the church. So she decides to ask Joseph to go with her and her brother Josh. That was not my turn, that was your turn, but oh well.
You've upset the balance.
And basically what ended up happening is that I stayed home that day because I think it was like senior hooky day or whatever.
What?
Yeah, that's a thing over here. There's basically a day in the school year where all the seniors basically play hooky and don't go to school.
Okay. Give me a sec, my game's being dumb.
So, oh my god. They come over to my house after school. And they ask me, "Do you want to go to this lock-in tonight?" And I'm like, okay. So I get sucked into going to this lock-in, and it's like, you know, time to go to bed. I brought my computer and everything, and I see everybody start to set up tents, and me and Joseph look at each other, and we're like, "What the fuck is going on?" Why are they setting up tents? Like me and him didn't know about this at all. We literally just brought sleeping bags.
Right.
They all brought like tents and air mattresses and shit to sleep on. Me and Joseph slept on the floor.
Incredible.
And we decided to watch Shrek before going to bed and everything. And I finally, the Shrek 2 to be exact. And I finally start to fall asleep. And you know the song at the end of the Shrek movie?
I don't remember.
When I saw her face, because I'm a believer, or whatever I think it's called. Oh, there's a piece. That just starts blasting.
There was more?
Yeah, there was 2.
I didn't see it.
That, like, it was all nice and quiet. I was finally starting to fall asleep. This was at about midnight, I think, at this point. And then all of a sudden, I just hear that song start, and it scares the shit out of me and wakes me up. Joseph, at this point, I don't know where the fuck he went. He got up and he was gone.
Man said, "Nah, man, you get to watch this movie on your own."
So, you go again since I went twice. But, oh my god, this is fucking great. He went and watched the sunrise. He didn't go to bed at all,
Wow.
and I laid in the sleeping bag until about like 7:30, and then of course my neighbor kicks my sleeping bag to wake me up right as soon as I'm about to fall asleep again.
That sounds terrible.
I got no sleep. I slept on a cold, hard fucking slate floor in the middle of a gym in a tiny church that I'm not even like exactly really religious.
So, what you're telling me is Jesus didn't keep you company.
No, I just laid on the floor of a church for a night and hated myself. Whose turn is it?
Yours.
But yeah, that passes by. Now we'll get
Ow.
we'll get
that
in.
reached me.
Now we'll get into the camping. So her father.
That wasn't the bad story?
No, this is before things
my
went to
God.
shit. I didn't really. Oh well, you know, at the time, I had a little bit of a crush on her at the time of this lock-in.
Oh, okay.
The same day she calls me and asks me if I want to go to the park with her. And I've only been home maybe 2 hours at this point on 0 hours of sleep. So I walk over there and I'm like, all right, how are we getting to the park? Her dad and brother are getting into the van. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? I thought you invited me to go to the park. And she's like, oh yeah, no, I'm going to meet someone. And I was like,
Oh,
so it's your turn.
I need you to dig a hole.
Oh yeah,
If you want, we can just have a system where you do the mining and I do the blowing up.
enjoy the
That
beds.
that didn't take much convincing out of you.
So, and of course, we go to the park, and I end up sitting with her father and her brother talking as we have Italian ice. For like 15 minutes, and then I get back home.
It sounds like you lived a life.
Oh, yeah, no, I was pretty upset by that. But
I would be too. And I've been screwed over by girls pretty bad.
oh,
Like-
wait until you hear the prom story.
I thank God my prom story actually went pretty well.
Did you at least go with somebody that you wanted to go with?
Yes. I did a whole proposal. I gotta tell you that story, but you do yours first.
Lucky bastard.
What happened in yours?
Oh, we'll get there. Cause yeah, I probably showed her that she made the complete wrong decision to do what she did.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So, I mean, I didn't go with someone that I didn't hate. I was good friends with her since like.
But that's
No, like
that's a
here's the
weird way
thing.
to say-
I don't.
I didn't hate her. Like
did-
that's not what you want to hear from like your prom date.
I don't hate her. I only did it because just I felt bad because apparently like our school denied her boyfriend to go. So.
Oh, you went with another dude's girl.
Yeah, but literally just as friends. I literally like I don't know how to dance.
Look at you
We
go,
did
you
no,
dog.
no, literally. The table that I sat at was literally
Uh-huh.
every person that I hated in high school, except for her.
God.
I danced with her once and didn't see her the rest of the night. Not even joking. But So continuing on, like, her father goes and slaves 48 hours straight to go and get us
Oh.
all the way.
Ah! I jumped in the fire.
He slaves like for 48 hours straight to get the van ready to go on a 500-mile round trip to Cherrystone, Virginia.
Uh-huh.
And oop, I moved my pick. So we get into Cherrystone, which this was an alright camping trip. It's just that, like, I've never really done anything like that before. So we get there, we're getting all together. I got a GoPro for my birthday. I brought that along. And ironically, I took a picture of the sunset and, like, I had the clouds and everything and all nice. I might still have the picture, actually. We stay up until midnight. We had a fire. Everything was going nice, and we go to bed. I
Right.
wake up at about 4 in the morning to a bunch of blue flashes around me.
Oh, no.
And no, we're on the edge of the Chesapeake Bay. And I look out, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I look out my tent. And I just look out to the bay. We're right on the beach, by the way. And it's just a bunch of lightning strikes.
Oh, that's pretty... I thought you were about to say the cops rolled up.
No. And note, 2 years before, or a year before, actually, when we went, there was a family 3 campsites away that died from a tornado that hit the campsite.
Oh, that's
and now, just to note, like, this is probably something that you don't expect about me. I am a complete weather freak. I love weather.
Are you?
Yes, like, I was watching the show Storm Chasers when I was little. I'm a complete weather freak. So I know about weather. Actually, I originally wanted to go to college for a meteorologist.
You should have.
No, I looked into how difficult of a job it is. I'd be lucky if I had a job within 5 years of having the degree.
Damn.
Yeah, meteorology is not a high demand job. So that's why I decided to, change my whole...
I'm gonna go get more beds, by the way.
Just bring the shulker boxes here so we don't have to walk back all the time. So...
You're right. Well, I don't even have a pick.
So I look out the tent and I'm like, okay, I hate lightning. Like, even though as much as I love weather, I hate lightning. I hate the idea of it. And of course, my tent's under a tree. So I run over to the van and try to open the back door to just take cover in there. The door doesn't open. The van's locked. And I'm like, fuck, okay. I run back to the tent. I lay down. I get my sleeping bag. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to ride it out in this tent. Not even 5 seconds later, the wind starts to pick up like fucking crazy.
Yikes.
So then I run out of the tent. I run out of the tent. I'm yelling for them to get up, get up, get up. We all get in the van and go to the storm shelter. And we're in the van for like about an hour waiting for the storm to pass. And it was a pretty...
Was it a tornado? Or was it
no, there was no tornado. It was just a really severe thunderstorm.
Dang.
And that's how our whole adventure in Cherrystone began. And then, of course, the second night, it poured. Well, actually, here's a funny story. I stole her brother's tent, and they all slept in a tent together.
Uh-huh.
They closed up their tent, closed up the windows and everything. I basically ditched out of my tent. I didn't close the door or anything. My tent, bone dry. Their tent, soaked.
Oh, dude.
How that kind of logic works, I don't know. That was fucking crazy. But yeah, no, I got pretty lucky and I didn't have to air out my tent, thankfully. And I left all my shit in there. I left my phone in there, my shoes were there, socks, all of my spare clothes, everything was there. I literally I ditched out of that tent barefoot.
You're like chilling and everyone else is just like...
No, I helped them out. I helped them out a little
Okay.
bit. Until we decided to go in the paddle boats and tried to ram each other until we got yelled at.
By who?
The people who run the park. they weren't very happy that we were ramming the boats into one another. That was a shitload of fun, though. They didn't care if we did it in the kayaks, though. The kayaks were even more fun. But, of course, the second night, there was more thunderstorms around. We didn't really
Around?
get... Yeah, they were around. But
Okay.
there was nothing, serious that came through. Then the third day, this is where her brother is constantly trying to get me and her to do stuff with him. And I just kind of wanted to... No, not like sexual, just like, activities. Like at the park.
Well, no, it's just say her brother kept trying to get you guys to do stuff, and then there's a long pause, and I'm like, was he trying to get you guys to like hook up?
I don't think Josh would do that for me. Sadly.
They don't love you that much.
No, oh God, no! I don't want anything to do with her anymore. Oh my God, you'll see why. But
Okay.
But he wanted to constantly go and do stuff and everything. I get it. At the time he was younger. I think at about the time I just turned 17 with her, and he was about 15. 14 or 15. So of course he has more energy and shit, and and plus he's just a psychopath. Josh is fucking crazy.
Is Josh gonna be watching this video?
I think he watches stuff every once in a while for me, but I don't know. If you're watching, Josh, hi.
Hello, Josh.
But about the fourth day, we go and decide to do mini golf.
Okay.
The fucker almost takes my hand off playing mini golf.
How?
He hit the ball when I went to go and get mine out of the little hole or whatever. And he basically decided to shoot his when my hand was in there and got a hole in one, and I moved my hand out of the way in time. I was pissed.
Were you really?
Yes, I was pissed because he did that literally just to piss me off.
How old is he again?
He was about 14 at the time. He's older
you
now.
Were...
I was about 17.
Oh, okay.
Plus,
You're like the big brother, dude.
Plus, I was tired. I did the whole time we were there, it was raining, and the only thing that I ate different that day was crabs. The whole time, it was like hot dogs and rice. So
I mean,
it wasn't bad. I mean, there were hamburgers and rice or something like that. I mean, the food wasn't bad. I'm not going to say that, but it's just eating the same thing for like 3 days straight and then only having one thing different.
Yeah, no, I know the feeling.
So, all that goes by. I go back to the camp all pissed off and everything. We go to get ready to leave the next day, and we have to be out of the campsite by a specific time. And we're about to connect the trailer.
Oh, no.
Alright, I'm gonna block this off a bit better. Yeah, put yourself in a little hidey hole in case you die. Are you close to death? No?
No.
Okay.
No, I survived. I will survive.
So we go to put the trailer back on the van. The trailer hitch is gone.
What?
We were stuck in Virginia for an extra 3.5 hours because they had to go out of their way to get a trailer hitch. And then, as soon as they get back with the trailer hitch, we find the trailer hitch hidden in the back of the trailer. No one expected it, though, because that's not usually where he puts the trailer hitch. I don't know how it ended up there. I'm willing to bet Josh had something to do with it.
I was gonna say, that sounds like something that troublesome Josh would... Are you on fire now?
Yep. I'm kind of used to it. You kind of want to, do another U-turn?
Let's do one more explosion. See what happens.
Because this is getting sketchy.
And we just hit more lava. Yes. No!
Oh! I ran out of blocks. I ran out of blocks. Oh, you're determined. I've dug a spot already.
Okay.
Let's just forget that this ever happened, okay?
You're like, that wall doesn't exist.
Yeah, it just doesn't exist. So we get
There's
home.
more lava. There's more lava.
So we get home from this trip and everything, and for some reason she just starts to kind of like, you know, slowly ignore me.
Women.
And then,
Why
like,
they
you know,
got
like
those
I talked to her, and like, you know, me, her, and Joseph had like a sit down and like talked and everything. And the thing that really pissed me off, because I've known her for years at the time, and like, you know, I was her neighbor. I like, you know, I helped her like, you know, get friends and everything like that. And she called me an acquaintance. That yeah, just an acquaintance, nothing more.
Oh god.
That unbelievably made me mad. And the next school year, you know, like me and her had a bit of a falling out, and I didn't talk to her for the whole school year. So,
Dang.
yeah, no, I didn't talk to, like, she lived across the street from me, didn't talk to her for a whole year. Didn't really talk to her brother. I just kind of, like, you know, kept away. And about Christmas time senior year, you know, I'm on the bus, she's on the seat behind me, and she just reaches over and taps my shoulder, and she's like, hey, you know, I know you probably don't want to hear this, but I'm sorry and everything, and would you like to at least try to be friends again?
Uh-huh.
And I just kind of sat there for a second, and I was just like, okay. And two days later, you know, it was raining at the bus stop, and, you know, my dad decided to, like, you know, give her a ride home, since he was waiting at the bus stop for me. And, you know, we give her a ride home, and literally as we drop her off, she asks me, hey, what are your plans for prom? And I'm like, oh, I don't know yet. And she just gets out of the truck and, you know, just goes on about her day and everything. And my dad's like instantly, yeah, she wants you to ask her to prom. And I'm like, yeah, no, I can tell.
Wow.
But here's the thing. This is like 2 days into, like, you know, like you know, me and her talking.
Uh-huh.
She comes over once to learn a rice pudding recipe and everything, and then, you know, it just kind of starts to ignore me again. We were in the same computer science class at the time, and
Right.
you know, like, she sat near me, and we didn't really talk. I didn't really make any effort to talk to her either, because, you know, I didn't really know what to do. And prom is edging closer and closer, and at the time, you know, things weren't really good with me and the girl that I was with, and she didn't know that I was with anyone. So I had a shit day at school. I was walking home. I got off the bus. I was like the first one off the bus. Like, I didn't walk home with Joseph. I didn't walk home with anyone. I just wanted to be fucking alone. I was having a shit day at school. She comes running up behind me and is like, what's your plans for prom? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. Like, I just freaked out. I'm like, I'm tired of hearing about this. I don't even know if I want to go.
Mm-hmm.
And I go and I walk all the way the fuck home. And then my uncle, the instigator he is, you know, my uncle... parents see me come in, they're like, what's wrong? And I'm like, she keeps asking me the fucking about prom and everything, and I'm all pissed off, and he's like, let's go talk to her. I'm like, you know what, fuck it, she's right across the street, fine. I go storm her across the street, and I ask her, and I'm like, what is this shit with prom? And she's like, what? And I'm like, you keep asking me about my plans, like, what is it? Just tell me. And at this point, I knew that she wanted me to ask her, but I wasn't letting her have that kind of, like, you know...
Satisfaction.
Yeah, satisfaction. Because, like, you know, she was barely treating me as a friend.
Right.
And like right at the end of the conversation, she's like, "There's something on the tip of my tongue, but I don't know what it is." I, I, your boots broke.
My boots broke.
I turned
This is
around.
not.
I turned
This is-
around and walked right out of the house without saying a word.
Wow.
And at that point, I'm like, not going to prom. Don't want to go. Don't have anyone to go with. I don't want to go. And of course, 2 days later, my mom's like, "Hey, do you want to go to prom with your friend? Her boyfriend can't go and everything like that." I
Wait,
was
so
like, I
this
was
girl
like,
had a boyfriend at the time?
not my neighbor. This was the other girl.
Oh.
So I wasn't really sure. And then, I texted her and I was like, I'm not really sure if I'm going yet. And then my mom kind of told her mom, yes, I'm going. And I kind of got forced into going.
Oh.
But here's
So
the,
you didn't even want to go.
no, I didn't really want to go to prom. I've always given plenty of people this advice. If you don't have a date, or if you're going with someone that you don't like to prom, don't fucking go. You're gonna hate yourself. You're gonna hate being there the whole time. You're not gonna enjoy yourself. I've given so many people that advice. I gave my cousin that advice. I gave.
Funny enough, that was one of my initial fears. Girl, I wanted to go to prom.
That like you wouldn't enjoy it.
That she wouldn't enjoy it. It's a long story.
Well,
But you continue yours, and then we'll get to mine.
so we go to prom and everything. The guy who drove me and her there, holy fucking shit! I felt like I was gonna die. He was going 90 down the parkway the whole fucking time.
Yikes.
I felt like I was gonna fucking die. And of course, I'm sitting at the table with a bunch of people that I don't like. I don't know them. They're the people that you pass in the hallway doing something stupid. You're just like, like you just don't pay attention to them. I did the big scene. Like I took pictures with her.
Uh-huh.
We went in. We listened to the intro by the principal. We did the first dance. Didn't see her again the rest of the night. I was at the table with Joseph, one of my old friends, Fred. I miss him. Sadly, don't know him anymore. But like, I was at that table with them, and guess who was sitting at that table the whole night too? And her date ditched her.
Your beautiful neighbor.
Yeah. And I was at that table the whole night, and I could just tell at times she looked over at me pissed off. Cause I was with my friends. I was having a good conversation with all of them, just trying to enjoy, my time with my friends at the prom, watching the absolute fucking rave that was going on in the center. My school almost tore down a chandelier, by the way.
What?
Yeah, basically there was like someone who was really short in my class, and everybody basically picked them up and started to hold him up in the air, and he held on to the chandelier and almost tore it out of the ceiling.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Oh, look, we got another piece.
yeah. Prom was pretty crazy. At least not for me, because I didn't end up going with who I wanted to go with, sadly. I feel like I would have enjoyed it a lot more. Cotillion ended up being the same thing. I was the only one at our cotillion table who didn't have a date. No, I wasn't actually.
Yeah.
Travis didn't have a date, but that was because he bought like 8 cars by the time he was in senior year.
Right.
But I could tell that she was pissed off.
And was that like the breaking point then?
No, the breaking
Wow.
point. The breaking point for me was this. Everything everything went by, and she was like, sorry and everything like that. To this day, she still won't admit that she wanted me to ask her to prom. like actually between me.
Okay. But like, that's levels of stubborn that you should be used to as like, dude.
Well, here's the thing.
Ah!
Oh. This became such a story in my group of friends that everybody literally had theories that, like, maybe she likes you and just doesn't know how to tell you, or, like, maybe she likes you but just, like, doesn't want to admit it. She wants you to admit it or do, like, a grand gesture. There was all theories, and at this point I just told them all, oh, we're never going to know the ending of this story. And we still don't know to this day.
Have you asked Joseph? Like, would he have like a?
I have asked her brother even what she said about me behind my back. And I'll get there, which is actually last August. So her Sweet 16 comes up. Well, her Sweet 17. Her family didn't have the money at the time to do a Sweet 16, so they waited a year. And she invited me to her Sweet 16. She sent the card and everything, and I was like, I don't know if I want to go to this. So I text my buddy Joseph, and I'm like, are you going to her Sweet 16? And he's like, yeah, I'm going to go. And I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'll go. So I had the RSVP or something. Oh god, I should tell you the only Sweet 16 I've ever been in story. That's a fucking great story. We ended up, which is actually the girl that I went to prom with.
Oh my god.
We ended up dropping her at the end of the dance. Not like,
Okay.
full on drop. It was kind of like a
what quinceañera
letdown.
is?
Yes. It's a Sweet
So
16.
I've kind of when you're 15. I've been in like 3 or 4 of those. I don't even remember anymore. Like that's the one thing you cannot do. You cannot drop the quinceañera. That is her day. You
Yeah,
can't make it's all a
we
video.
didn't like, it wasn't like, she fell to the floor. It was kind of like, everybody kind of like didn't have a grip, and we kind of just like gracefully let her down. We didn't like, drop her and she got hurt, but I'll tell that story another day because that is another person that I hated in high school that was there. And my god, I almost fought this kid once. But so I go in RSVP and everything like that. And this was 2 months ahead of schedule. She doesn't talk to me for 2 months straight. Straight up ignores me. Doesn't tell me, like, the color of the tie or whatever the fuck I gotta wear. Doesn't tell me a thing. So, of course, like, a day before the party or whatever, I just said, not going. Didn't tell her, didn't tell the people who were in charge of seating, just didn't do nothing. I straight up just ditched. I didn't.
Right.
And I could tell that she didn't like that because I was the only person that didn't show up to her party. Like I told Joseph, I'm like, I'm not going. Don't worry about having to give me a ride. I'm not going. This girl hasn't talked to me in months. I don't know how she expects to invite me to a party when I barely know her. I dug the hole, by the way.
Oh yeah. No, I'm sorry. I'm listening. I'm listening to you, but then I'm also having this conversation in admin chat. They're being stupid. Anyway, keep going.
All the story times.
So many stories. I've not gotten bored of this. He laughed.
What? I'm confused.
Alex laughed. Alex
Damn, he's
crazy.
2 months overdue in the post office.
He was in here the entire time, and you hadn't said a word to him. You got no one to blame but yourself.
Maybe he paid, I don't know.
If it really bothers you, I can like tell him, hey dude.
No.
Got
Don't
it.
worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'll tell him. I should. I've actually been thinking about maybe hiring Haz to be like, kind of my tough guy to go to people's bases when they're overdue and get some diamonds. Give him something to do in his videos. But
I haven't even seen his videos.
he fixed his microphone apparently, so they should be a bit better now. His microphone made like a really loud buzzing noise. So
Oh yeah, I remember.
so now, like, the whole thing goes by, and we're approaching, like, the last few weeks of school, and we're waiting
Uh
for the
huh.
bell to ring to go home to get on the bus and everything. And
Oh,
my
that's one thing.
neighbor decides to come up to me, and she's like, "Hey, did you ever end up seeing the pictures on News 12 or whatever?" And I'm
What?
like the prom pictures on the news website, since we had news
Oh,
coverage. And
that's
I literally looked at her and I was like, "You haven't talked to me in months, and this is the first thing you talk to me about." And this was in front of everyone. Everyone just kind of looked at me and was like, "What the fuck is his problem?"
can you mine? Okay, can you actually? Can you do me a favor? Can you start mining this stuff?
Oh, you
The
want it?
ingots. Yeah, I need to make ourselves some form of like gold armor before you head back out there.
I have 61 on me. That should be enough to make some armor.
Yeah. Just make me boots. That's all I need. If that's not enough, here's 12.
Nah, I got you boots.
Ah! God. God
And at this point, we kind of graduate. She goes to college in Virginia, and I don't really talk to her for a few years at this point.
Wow.
But then, a few years later, I hear that she's finally fed up with going to college in Virginia. She can't handle herself, which I figured was going to happen.
Mhm.
And then I hear her brother tell me, "Oh yeah, she's planning on going to the same college as you."
Oh, dude. This girl has a thing for you.
And then he tells me she's going into the same major as I'm changing to.
Is that one by any chance a coincidence?
I don't think she knew. But she ended up not going into the same major as me, thankfully. But at this point, I was like, okay, maybe it's finally time that I talk to this girl and, put our differences aside so in case, I ever have a class with her, it's like, it's not awkward. And
Yeah.
I go and spend a day at the mall with her or whatever and talk to her. Still wouldn't admit that she wanted me to ask her to prom, which I think she really wanted me to ask her to prom. I'm like 90% sure. And yeah, at that point, that's kind of like the end of the story. At my party last August, we were talking about his new direction. I don't want to deal with that
please.
this way. So I decided to ask her brother. I was like, did your sister ever say anything like about me, like to you or your dad or anything? And he's like, the only thing he was like, the only thing that I can remember is that she said that I was extremely loud and obnoxious in the hallways during high school.
That was me.
No, that wasn't me. I literally went to class, like I got through the hallways, went to class.
Look.
Yeah,
Look,
I know. I
have you?
saw it.
Okay.
I saw it.
Did you miss that?
I'm just getting you ready. I'll mine it up when you do the next one. But yeah, and I'm like, what the fuck? And everyone in the room at the time was like, what? Like me be loud and obnoxious in the hallways? I think the only time that I was ever obnoxious in the hallways was for robotics, when we cheated to make our robot faster. Which
Love that honesty.
which we didn't even really cheat because we ended up finding the same exact parts that I had at home.
So it's not cheating, it's playing to your strength.
Yeah, no, well, I mean, it was kind of against the rules to bring in parts that will help your robot, even though I brought in like a metric ton worth of Lego sharks.
Oh crap. I don't have gold armor. This thing's gonna kill
Oh, I
me.
gave you the boots.
No, you didn't.
What?
Check inventory.
I gave you the boots. Shit.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Hold on, I'll make you more. You want me to kill him?
No, he's not trying to kill me. Just get the gold.
Shit. But yeah, that's basically the end of the neighbor story. And yeah, there's probably never going to be a conclusion to it because of the amount of care that I have left in my soul to know the answers is at an all-time low.
Okay. Yeah.
Like if she ever decides to tell me, great. But it's probably not going to do a thing because I don't want anything to do with her anymore. I no longer have feelings for her, and nor do I ever want to have feelings for her again because honestly, I don't want to have that messy of a person in my life. No offense, but like, you know,
No, I mean,
I
it's
just don't
understandable.
I just don't want more drama in a relationship, really. That's all. But yeah, no, that's the end of the neighbor story, basically.